She went on a bachelorette party abroad and met her future husband. The last place Madeline Robson expected to meet her future husband was her friend's bachelorette party. I'm here for the bride, Madeline remembers thinking. I shouldn't be having my own love story. This is so strange. But when Madeline flew from her home in Ontario, Canada to New Orleans to celebrate her friend's upcoming wedding, she found herself, almost without realizing, right in the middle of her own love story. Madeline, then 26, arrived in New Orleans in June 2017 as part of a gang of 12 excited women. Their main goal? Partying. At first, Madeline and her friends barely took in the city's beautiful architecture and skipped its famous music scene in favor of late-night clubs. I don't think anybody did any research before. We were just there for a good time, and we had a really good time, Madeline tells CNN Travel Today. The first few nights, the group were out all night on bustling Bourbon Street, dipping in and out of bars, drinking shots and dancing. By the time the last night rolled around, most of the women were feeling the effects of the long nights. They weren't just hungover, many of them seemed to have come down with something. Staying in for a low-key night became the general consensus, but Madeline, who'd managed to avoid whatever had struck down most of her friends, thought staying in seemed like a waste of time. They were only in New Orleans for a few days. Surely they should make the most of it. Two of her friends felt similarly, so while the majority of the group geared up for a movie marathon, Madeline and her two allies dipped out into the night. The three friends decided to head to Frenchmen Street to sample the live music scene they'd so far avoided. They found themselves in a busy jazz bar and, by coincidence, recognized the guy on stage. They'd met him the night before. When he finished performing,